So you know how much I love cheese, right? Cheese, glorious cheese. So I thought today would be the perfect day to show you guys how I make my super, super cheesy fondue with a special guest. What's up, Tavia?
What's good?
How are you?
How you doing?
The embarrassing begins, right?
Oh my gosh.
I wouldn't be myself, Tavia.
That's true. That's true.
Right? If I wouldn't, embarrass you.
Okay.
I love the hair, dude.
Thank you.
It's like this new look you got going on, right?
It's a process.
Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, you guys, so we are making cheese fondue because we both love cheese. And not only that, I thought this would be good for you, because you have some guy friends that you guys have over at the house, right? And this will be perfect for you to make, right? There are girlfriends in there, a girlfriend.
Yeah, we just got, we're watching the game.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's easy. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is we're gonna get started with my jalapeno peppers. And what this is gonna do is gonna add some smoky flavor to the cheese fondue as well, give it a little bit of spice, right? First, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna drizzle some olive oil, right? There we go. And then Tavia, you wanna help me out? Do you wanna add some salt to that?
Just a little pinch.
Just a little pinch. There you go, perfect. And then I'm gonna put it into the oven at 425 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes.
What's next?
Okay, so with this cheese fondue, I wanna create a fondue board. You came to my Game of Thrones party, remember?
I was there.
And I had that beautiful cheese board. So we're basically gonna create a fondue board. So I have some sausage over here, and you can use whatever sausage you want. You can use turkey, beef, pork, whatever.
Cool.
And then we have some potatoes with some broccoli, and we have German pretzels over here, which, oh my gosh, they're so good. They're nice and buttery and salty. So good. I'm like this all the time, huh, Taser?
Yes, without needing all gas, no brakes. It doesn't stop.
And my brother Tavia, he just basically looks at me like with this blank stare, like.
I'm speechless.
But you love me, right?
Of course.
We have some apples here.
Okay.
So cut up some apples, the potatoes, and just kind of create this beautiful fondue board for me.
Right,
Okay.
let's do it.
Yes, and while you're doing that, I'm gonna start working on our cheese fondue. With fondue, you always add a liquid, right? And usually you use white wine. But today, since my beautiful, lovely brother is here, I mean, he is beautiful, right?
Oh my gosh. So what are we putting in the cheese?
We're putting in beer.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so since Tavia is here, we're gonna go ahead and use beer because you love beer. I like to use a light beer instead of a heavy beer because I don't want it to be overpowering.
Makes sense.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in the pan right here.
You want me to cut both of these apples, or is one fine?
You can cut both of them. There we go. I'm gonna add some Dijon mustard. This is gonna add some flavor and also give it a nice kick. I always say like a tang tang. I love Dijon mustard, right?
Yes.
And then I'm just gonna add some flour and then some garlic. And then again, this is just gonna add some flavor. So I'm just gonna give this a nice whisk so that everything is fully incorporated. The flour is nice and blended. How you doing over there, Tavia?
I'm solid.
It looks so good, look at you.
Trying.
So Tavia, he's actually really good at cooking, and he does a lot of cooking, right?
I do.
So what is like one of your favorite dishes that you make?
Ground turkey tacos. It's my favorite thing to make. With some house-made guacamole. It's a spot all the time.
Yep.
All the time.
Let me know in the comments below if you want Tavia to come back and show us how he makes those tacos.
It's top secret.
Okay.
I'll let you in on it, though. I'll let you in
Yeah,
on
I
it.
mean, because everybody's family here, right? Here, look at this. Look at how that looks. It smells so good. Like beer smells good,
It does. Especially
does.
with the cheese.
right? Okay, so now I'm just gonna start adding my cheese, and I'm just gonna add a cup at a time.
So how'd you prepare these potatoes?
So basically, I just boiled those until they're nice and tender that you can kind of put a fork in
in it.
them. Yeah, put a fork in it.
Oh my
Put a
gosh.
fork in
That's
it.
as cheesy as our fondue. Oh my gosh.
We have to come up with some cheesy jokes while we're making some cheese.
Hey.
Cheese fondue, right?
You're alone on that one.
No, come on, Tavia. I know you have some of them, right? I mean, I know I can be pretty cheesy.
They write themselves.
So, Tavia, do you see how delicious this looks?
Yes, you could put that on anything pretty much.
Right?
It's fire.
It's so, that's like your word, huh? Fire.
I got a lot of words, but it is fire.
So would you say that's like slang? Using fire?
I guess it is.
Okay. And that means like what? Hot and amazing?
Not like hot, it's just
Okay.
like that's fire. Like that's
Fire.
good.
Good. Okay, got it.
It's good. It's really good.
But look at how smooth and creamy this is starting to look. That's how you want it to look, right?
Definitely.
How's your board coming along?
It is coming along.
Okay.
Sausage is next.
Okay.
It's already cooked. How did you prepare this?
You just saute them.
Saute?
Yeah,
Put
saute.
You put anything in the pan before you saute them?
You can use whatever oil you like. You can use olive oil, you can use grapeseed oil. So you know what's really good about this, Tavia, is you can make this ahead of time. And then you can warm it up on the stovetop, or you can warm it up in the microwave. And if you warm it up in the microwave, you want to do it at intervals because you don't want to burn the cheese, right?
And then what about these pretzels?
You just kind of break them up, and you want to break them up into little bite-sized pieces because we're going to put them on the skewers.
Right.
And then we're going to dip them into the cheese. I say we dip. I say we dip. Oh, man, my cheese factor is on point.
Yeah.
Right, Tave?
It's like you're almost built for it.
Was that like a slow dig?
Throwing a little shade.
Okay, you guys, this is looking great. Look at
Yeah.
that. Ooh!
That's wild.
Nice and cheesy. And this is where I say we have to say it together. Cheese, glorious cheese. Okay, ready? Cheese, glorious cheese. David, that was awesome, man. Okay.
What's the situation with the broccoli?
So I just want you to put the broccoli onto the board, and this is just broccoli that I've steamed.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and you want to make sure that they're nice and chunky because you don't want the broccoli to fall into the fondue. Oh my gosh, like Tavia, I so badly just want to dip my finger in there and just.
Hold up, let me get you.
My goodness.
We're
Okay.
almost there. We're almost there.
All right, you guys, so I'm gonna try to be like you right now, Tavia, and say that our jalapeno peppers are out and they look fire.
Great
Did I
job.
do it right?
Great job.
Okay,
Pass.
all right. So you see how they're nice and charred?
Yes.
That's the way I like it. So what I'm gonna do is actually, do you wanna do this?
Yeah, sure. Do it.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna chop off the stem,
Okay, cool.
right? And then you're just gonna cut them into slices. Now, if you want it to be nice and spicy, you leave the seeds in. If you don't want it to be nice and spicy, you take the seeds out. So what do you want?
I need that heat.
You
We gotta drop the heat.
Speaking of dropping the heat, Tavia, you just like dropped an album, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
That's so awesome, you guys. This boy is so incredibly talented. Tavia, you actually taught yourself how to play the guitar,
Yeah,
right?
guitar, bass, piano.
And you picked it up so quickly.
Yeah.
So do you want to let everybody know where they can hear it?
Honey Part 1. It's one part of a 4-part series by Dante Adisa, my stage name. It's found on all streaming platforms.
You guys, it's fire. See, I'm gonna be using that word a lot. So I'm just gonna give this a nice stir, just like that. And I think it's important to note that you don't have to have a fondue pot to make fondue. You could just use a cast iron pot, what I have right here. You want to make sure that it is a cast iron so that it holds the heat nicely. And actually, I have some bowls in the oven that we're going to put this in. And they're in the oven because I want the bowls to be really nice and hot when I put the cheese in. So be careful, Tavia. You got it?
Yep.
Look at that, Tavia. This smells so good. Are you ready to do some dipping?
Yeah, I'm ready to do it.
Okay. 1, 2. Look at this, you guys. This is so nice and cheesy. Don't you find that cheese is like comforting?
Oh, without a doubt.
It's totally like comfort food. Cheese!
With some beer.
Oh, yeah. You just have to make those noises. Right? Oh, yeah.
It's like in slow motion.
Right? Oh, yeah. Do you want to do the honors, Tavir?
Yes.
Okay.
I would love
So
to.
we've left a little hole here on our fondue board so that we can put the star ingredient, which is the cheese, of course, right?
Boom.
Look at how beautiful this looks. Oh my gosh, this looks so great. Like I said, this could actually be, you know, a meal, a dinner, because you have your potatoes here, you have your protein here, you have your veggies here, and then you have your bread, which is what I think I'm gonna start with, right?
for sure.
So let's do that. I just love pretzel bread.
I will
Okay.
go with the baguette.
Okay, and then do you wanna go first since you are my guest here?
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
I appreciate it.
let me get another one. Oh, look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. We should toast. Ready?
Let's do it. To fondue.
To fondue. You taste the beer in there?
Yes. That's what really sets it over. Cause like cheese is fire, but you add the beer in the mix.
And then the jalapeno in there gave it that nice smoky charred flavor, right? Bomb. Is that good? Bomb? Okay, all right, yeah, I'm still cool. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I'll see you next week. Bye.
Cheers.